immerse in Hollywood with one of the big screen stars of summertime 1990. Battling the competition of heavyweights from Tom Cruise to Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's Bruce Willis, a long way from moonlighting, back with a vengeance in Die Hard 2.
Bruce, from the real film fans, is it easier to find you in those early days opposite Frank Sinatra in First Deadly Sin or opposite Paul Newman in The Verdict?
You'd have to look really hard. I'd probably have to actually tell you what to look for.
On both of them?
In both of them, yeah. Yeah, that was in the days of the Bruce Willis Frame Festival.
You are the law. Not some book, not the lawyers, not a marble statue, or the trappings of the court.
The best advice you ever got about Hollywood, I think, came after the Moonlighting pilot aired, and Paul Michael Glaser pulled you aside and said, really, it's going to change.
He said, yeah, that's right. And at that time, I didn't know what he meant. He said to me, he said, you know, you're going to lose your anonymity. He said, we were on the Santa Monica Pier, and he was getting hounded then, you know, and he said, this is all going to change for you, and you better be ready for it. And I'm still not ready for it, but he was absolutely right. He said that you're never going to get it back. And he was right.
And he's right.
He was right.
Another Hollywood quote that I love from the past, Glenn Ford putting party going in perspective these days, saying to you, you kids. Well,
yeah, he told me, I ran into him at a restaurant out here, and I told him I was a big fan of his, and he said, I read about you kids, and he said, me and Bogart and Bill Holden used to shack up at the Chateau Marmont, and we'd party for 2 weeks at a time, and we never got arrested. And this was right around the time when I was having my problems with LAPD. But he was really sympathetic to the whole thing.
Good. I'm sure it's enough to make in country, but don't you wish more people would see that movie?
I think, the way the film market is now, that everybody does get to see it. They just don't, necessarily see it in the theaters. In Country was recently released on video, and out of nowhere, people, are starting to come up to me and saying, "Man, I love you in Country," and it's like a nice little thing, because it just shows you that films don't go away. Films are around for a while.
You've been at me, and you've been at me, and now you can damn well listen. When everybody you care about, even just a little, gets killed. One after the other. Or sometimes just in a big pile of broken bones and blood and guts. Well, after a while, you just don't care anymore. Because if you do, if you let yourself care, if you let yourself make a friend, then that person's going to get killed too. So after a while, you just quit feeling. You understand that? You understand that, little girl?
I have to ask, as a non-film person, is a voiceover the easiest thing to do in the world? Is look who's talking like stealing money when you sit at a microphone?
Well, it's only stealing money if the film does well. I mean, I was paid, just a nominal sum to actually do the voiceover, but the film went on to, to earn a lot of money. Who knew? Who knew that film was going to become what it was? Voiceovers are pretty easy. You just go in and you don't have to worry about how you look.
You don't have to shave, you don't have to wear anything you want.
All you got to do is not have a cold.
Help! Help! Oh, no! Put me back in! Put me back in, please! Buddy, let go of my
head and put me back inside. Ah! Oh! Who is that? Who's that? Ah! Who are you? Oh, no. Oh, lady, I'm freezing. I'm so cold. I'm so cold. Lady, hey, now listen. Oh, listen. Let's be reasonable. Hey, get that thing away from me. Wait a minute.
You want to do the
What are you
chord?
going to do with that? Don't give that to him. Hey,
You take
wait a minute.
this one, okay?
Let's... Oh, hey, no, don't do that. Hey, don't do that. Oh, hey. Get it out of my... Oh, where are we going now? Hey, don't drop me. Oh, very nice.
After you did the original Die Hard, you said, I did that 30-foot airbag jump and a 60-foot ball of fire behind me. I would never have done that, maybe. Anything in Die Hard 2 you would never have done, maybe?
There were a couple hairy moments in the helicopter that I probably would not have chosen to to have done. We were working under very adverse weather conditions. We were working in night snow exterior,
Yeah.
and the safety factor was just very, very elevated. Everybody was really conscious about making sure no one got hurt. That still remains probably the hairiest stunt that I've ever done, though.
Hang on! Hang on! You wanted a story, didn't you? Nice and easy, boys. Get me in low. Got it. Bring me down! Get in low! Keep over the wing!
Stunt people are used, of course, but director Rennie Harlan knows Willis often wants to try to do it himself.
Lower!
That's the problem with Bruce. I mean, who could tell him you can't do the stunts? I mean, he's there in the explosions and planes flying over his head and jumping off the buildings. And what do you do? How do you tell the star that he can't do it?
The other man of action in Die Hard 2 is William Sadler, who plays the head terrorist, a meanie with a mission, and a man he understands.
In any other world, had he not chosen that particular path, he might have been considered a hero. He probably was a hero, in other battles at other times, in the Honduras or in Vietnam or wherever else he demonstrated this courage and this genius for planning things and so on.
This ruthlessness. Single-minded.
You're going to have to kill this man to stop him.
Do I hear that there's an official rap song for this film and only one man who can deliver it?
Okay, wait a minute. Boom. I'm the minister of sinister. I'm telling you true. If you want to be the villain in Die Hard 2, you've got to be meaner. You've got to be smarter. You've got to find a way to make the people die harder.
Give me a flight number. One that's low on fuel.
Windsor 114, transatlantic from London. Fuel tanks dry, some martini.
Activate the ILS landing system, but recalibrate sea level. Minus 200 feet.
But Bruce Willis's life and playmates are not all on the big screen. There's real life and marriage and a child.
You said last year your big achievement was to teach daughter Rumor to laugh.
Yeah.
How does she do and how is she?
Well, she makes me laugh now. I mean, she just, she's talking now, and she's just a constant source of wonder to me. I mean, I just look at this kid, and it, having kids. I think having kids makes you more of a kid, makes you more of a softer, softer person.
It's all worth it, isn't it?
Yeah, you bet.
Big day.
Now it's up to you and your neighbors, seeing who wins the battle of the box office. But this summer, Bruce Willis is one of the real heavyweight contenders. Our thanks to Bruce and to you. Bill Harris in Hollywood. We'll talk again.
Things just get better or worse?